My name is Jonathan Goforth with Keller Williams Platinum Partners. Thanks for joining today. If you've never visited my channel before, welcome. Please subscribe. Give this video a like, just because it makes me feel good. So I've been a full-time realtor for 26 years. I may not look that. Hopefully you agree. Thank you. But today we're going to talk about 4 must-dos. These are 4 things you've got to do if you want to eliminate your competition this year in 2023. And so many of you are brand new realtors and you're wondering, how do you sell more houses? How do you compete against an oversaturated market in your area with all these other realtors who control the market? And I'm going to tell you exactly how you do that. So these are 4 must-do things. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and let's jump right into this. I've got 2 goals with this video. 2 goals to help you. Number 1 is to increase your business, to give you a future. How to help you survive. Number 2 is joy. How to find joy in this business. The reason why these are my 2 goals for you, in case you are a brand new agent, you might not know this yet, but the market is changing. Our housing market is changing from where we were a year ago, especially 2 years ago. In 2021, COVID was one of the best things that ever happened to the housing market. It made it thrive, took us into the strongest sellers market in history. With that, we also now have a record number of real estate agents. Don't know if you knew that. You've just thrown yourself into a very overpopulated sea of realtors. And so you now need to know how to eliminate your competition. If you're going to sell houses, and you want to survive in this business, then you have 2 goals: to increase your business, to give you a future. I will tell you this is the hardest career ever imaginable. Now, it's my dream job. It's also the best career. It's either sink or swim, feast or famine is how the real estate careers go. You're going to need joy in your life, and I'm going to show you a lot of ways to do that. One of the biggest ways, many people, if I ask you, why did you just get into real estate? Why are you a realtor? If you've been doing this a few years, like me, I've been doing this 26 years. Why do I continue? Why? What makes me keep doing it? Because, we are 100% commission. In case you're just a general person in the public watching this, thinking about getting into real estate, there are no benefits. There's no health insurance. There is no retirement. You are 100% commission. You are technically self-employed. And so, because of that, it's also very easy to get into real estate. Doesn't take too much training. Then you go past the exam. By the way, if you are not licensed yet and you're thinking about getting into real estate, I have a lot of videos with test questions to help you go past the real estate exam. The reason you need to eliminate your competition is because you have more competition than ever before. And how are you going to eliminate that? How are you going to increase your business? If you are just interested in homes, that's why you got into real estate. That's not a good reason to get in. You're not going to last 2 or 3 years in this. You're going to not find joy in the career and you'll quit. You just simply won't sell because this is a sales job. You are a salesperson and everything we do relates around sales. So my degree is in sales from the Missouri State University in Springfield. I have a business degree and an emphasis in sales. I enjoy sales and marketing. I thrive on this to begin with. But when you toss yourself into the world of real estate, it's not about the house. It's about your client. It's about what they're going through. They are contacting you for a specific reason. They need to sell their house. But what's causing the sale of the house? And so you are thrown into this chapter of their lives. Maybe this is a page. You're going to help them turn a page in this chapter of their lives. And so as you go through this process with them, you're going to bring them joy in how you handle the transaction, how good you are at communicating with them. and the joy it gives you knowing the good thing that you've done, helping them find whatever their need is. For example, maybe this is a young couple and they're in a very small home. Maybe they're in an apartment and they just had a kid. This baby has now made them outgrow where they are. They need a larger home. You're going to help them find that. Maybe these are older people and they've lived in this house 60 years. They cannot maintain it anymore. They're needing to move to senior living. You are going to sell the home at this stage in their life, help them turn the page, bring them joy as you go through this process with them. Maybe this is a divorce. You handle this differently. They are splitting up. This one home is being sold so they can move into apartments. Possibly one or both of them will find separate houses to buy. And you get to help them find joy during what they're going through. Maybe this is a family and the wife has cancer. They live in a 2-story home. She is not able to go up and down the steps anymore, and there's not a bathroom on the main floor. Their need is to find a ranch, and they need to find it quickly. And now you are tossed into this. Let's talk about how this works, how to eliminate your competition. 4 things we're going to talk about right now. Number 1, I want you to reintroduce yourself to everyone you know. We're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about this in a unique way. I know many of you because my real estate channel is growing, and now that I have over 10,000 subscribers, I know looking at the algorithm, many of you are young, and many of you are a lot younger than me. I'm almost 55, and I've been doing this 26 years, so I was 29 when I got licensed. But knowing the demographic, let's talk about this. Now, it's funny, I went to a real estate training class earlier this week, and he is much older than me, and he explained that relationship building is not texting. And yet, with him saying that, he is out of touch. He's just out of touch. Social media has taken over everything, and there are agents who make a career on Facebook. There are agents who make a career with their social media. Can you do that? Yes, absolutely. Other people do. But when you've been an agent like him for 30 years, he is old school with it, and he has a basis of customers that are similar to his age. But with many of you young and living on your phones, here's what I want you to do. There's some ways you need to reintroduce yourself to everyone you know. You are a real estate agent, and as a salesperson, you are the product. You are not selling houses. If you've never sold another house yet, you're not selling houses. You haven't sold one. You have no experience. You will never actually sell a house. The houses sell themselves. There's a system in place to help you do that. What you're selling is you. You are in competition with thousands of other realtors in your market. You know, here in the Midwest, in Kansas City, where I live, we have 15,400 approximately realtors. I'm with Keller Williams. This is my second brokerage. I was not always with Keller Williams. It's actually my third because my first 2 merged together. It doesn't matter the brokerage you're with. Now make sure you're marketing that with your name. You need that branding, and that's also required that you market the brokerage you're with. But your product is yourself. You are in sales, and your product is you. Many people, most people don't understand that. They never grasp what it is they're selling. You're selling you. It's your image, your name, your phone number, your picture, your lifestyle. It's you. So I want to reintroduce you to everyone you know. Now, the more people who know you, the more houses you're going to sell. That's just how it is. So let's talk about what this is. This is a way to eliminate your competition. Now, if you are into buying leads, personally, I don't buy leads, but I do have a large team of realtors. We closed about $40 million last year in 2022. Yes, that's over $1 million in gross commission. It's way over that, actually. And so when you are looking at how you're going to get your business, your leads, your buyers, and your sellers, If you're buying leads from Zillow, realtor.com, Dave Ramsey, Redfin, wherever you're going to buy leads, when you do that, you are not eliminating your competition. You are throwing yourself in with your competition. So we're not talking about buying leads on this video, but I have other videos on how you do that. You know, I know how to do that. One of the agents on my team made a career buying leads, and I'm glad to share with you everything that she has taught me about that. When it comes to this, you are eliminating competition. Now, when you're buying leads, I want you to know, you are tossed in with typically 3 other agents. So if you are, say it's a Zillow lead, they are probably sending you out with 2 other options, 3 realtors total. Same with Dave Ramsey leads. When you sign up for Dave Ramsey, they're sending you out, and the buyer, whoever's requesting help, gets 3. Typically 3 different realtors pop up on the screen equally, and they get to choose one of you. You're in direct competition with 2 other agents. So that's not what this is about. This is about how to eliminate that, how to eliminate your competition. Let's talk about how you can reintroduce yourself. What am I talking about? You need to have relationships with the people you know. Now, I've got some great videos in the past to go through my channel. Please subscribe. How to build a name list. You need to do that. And what to do with that name list once you have it completed. How are you going to contact these people? How are you going to reintroduce yourself to these people? These people know who you are. Let's say you have been selling for a few years. You've already sold 75 houses. You need to reintroduce yourself to those 75 people. That is your referral base. That's where you're going to get your future business from, are your past clients. Are you getting referrals from your past clients? That's where the bulk of my business comes from. It's repeat business and referrals, because I ask for referrals. I do that because I'm constantly trying to reintroduce myself to people. Here are some thoughts. One thing you can do, let's say you love to text. You don't want to call people. Fair enough? You don't want to call the people on your list. But you're okay texting. You love to text. You love Facebook. You love Instagram. You love TikTok. You love YouTube. Thanks for watching, by the way. Here's a way you can introduce yourself. Make a video of yourself. You're probably making videos anyway, and if you're not, ask your kids how to do it. Hold the phone up, do a little short selfie. I want you to go have a goal. Now, you've got to be intentional about this. All 4 of these things, you've got to be intentional. Do it every single day. If you want to have a career, survive the market we're in, you're not just going to survive if you do these 4 things. You will thrive. You will take over your market with these. I want you to make a little video, somebody you know, one of your friends. Hey, I was just thinking about you today. I am trying out a new way to market myself in real estate. And so I just want to say, I saw your Facebook post today, and my family feels for what you're going through. We're praying for you. Whatever it is you want to say, whatever it is that you saw on their Facebook post. And I just wanted to share that with you. Whatever it is you want to say, and then text them this little video so they can see you talking to them. Now, don't make a generic, hi everyone, I was just thinking about you today. Hey, I'm selling houses, blah, 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 and text that as a mass-produced. That is not reintroducing yourself. That's spam. Don't make it cheap. Don't make it cheesy. Don't make it impersonal. Make it a personal, direct way of connecting. Whatever it is. You know, another good way, many times I will need a referral for something. For example, I am about to list a house and they have 2 dying trees in their backyard. I'm trying to think who has recently used a tree cutting service. And so I go through, I do a Facebook post. I'm looking for a referral of a tree cutting service. You'd be amazed how many comments I'm going to get. You will do that too. In the meantime, I think about some of my recent past clients, maybe in the past 3 or 4 years, and I texted maybe 25 of them. Same thing. Hey, I'm about to list a home in a couple of weeks, and they've got a couple trees that need to be removed. Did you have a tree removed? And if you remember, who took the tree out for you? And you know what? They're going to text me a phone number. That is a great way to just reintroduce myself. Hey, I'm still here. I still sell houses. I need help. Would you help me? Give me a referral to help these people get their tree cut down. They're going to want to help you. These are great ways to constantly reintroduce yourself. Now, let's say you have a kid that's on the soccer team at school. You go to soccer practice. There's 7 parents there. I want you to go talk to the parents. Don't just sit in your chair and be shy and do nothing. Don't sit in your chair over there and just watch me on YouTube. I want you to go work the crowd. You're in sales. I want you to go reintroduce yourself. If you don't even know who these parents are, go up to them and introduce yourself and say, hey, I'm Jonathan Goforth. My daughter's over there. She's right over there. Which kid is yours? And you know what's going to happen next? What do you do for a living? Because people love to talk about themselves. Now, chances are along the way, they're going to ask, well, what do you do for a living? Say, I'm a real estate agent. Like, oh, really? Oh, so-and-so. Do you know so-and-so? No, never heard of so-and-so. They're going to think, we kind of been thinking about selling our house maybe in a year. And you're like, well, really? Here's one of my cards. Just take one of my cards. If you ever want me to come over, price your home, or if you ever just want some advice on some cheap things you can do to fix it up without getting too crazy with, too much remodeling, I'll be glad to come over anytime. Maybe our kids should get together and hang out sometime. That's reintroducing yourself. I'm telling you, if you do this, it will get you clients. It will get you referrals. You're going to meet people. Now, I want to say something. You are in sales. This is the purpose you are doing this. So you've got to be intentional in the conversations you're having. You want them to know you sell homes. So at some point, you bring it up, you're asking them questions. They're engaging. Everybody will engage with you. You have a purpose to be there. Just don't sit over in your chair and not talk to anyone. Do this everywhere you go. Another one, you need to make Facebook posts consistently. Not once a month, not once every 2 weeks, consistently. For me, that's a Facebook post about real estate, probably about 3 times a week. Now, you don't want to overwhelm people with just real estate because they get kind of ticked off and they will unsubscribe. They'll unfriend you. You don't want that. But just, whatever. I love asking for referrals on things. That's a great way to just remind people. Keep reintroducing myself to people over and over and over and over. I sell homes. When I get awards at the office, I do post it. People love to see that. It's like, hey, he's actually just sold something. Hey, dear, get in here. Look, he just sold something. Go figure. Jonathan just sold something. That starts to build credibility. If there's a listing in your office, that's really cool. Ask the listing agent, can you post that on your Facebook? And of course they're going to want you to post it on Facebook. Do that. Say, hey, you guys should check out this home that's listed in my office. Give the credit to that agent at the bottom, not at the top. Give it at the bottom. Every single thing you do on social media, you have got to put the brokerage you're with. Just want to toss that out. No matter what it's about. Any form of real estate advertising, whether you are asking, I'll tell you what, if you are asking for a referral related to a house, if I mention on there, hey, I'm about to list a house in a couple of weeks, I need a referral to get a couple dead trees removed, you better put Remax whatever, Remax Heritage, Keller Williams Diamond Partners, whoever you're with, put your brokerage name on every one of those Facebook posts. You don't want to get in trouble with your real estate commission. Now, let's talk about the next one. This is the most important part of this video. We're going to spend a little time on this. Channel development. This is where you're going to get your clients. These are the different ways you're going to get your clients. We're going to think of these as buckets of revenue. Now remember, you're in business. You are the brand. You are in business for yourself. And I want you to take this very seriously. from the beginning. If you don't take it seriously from the beginning, it's never going to develop into the business of success that it could. And this is why real estate is the hardest of all careers. It has the highest failure rate of any career out there. You should know that. The statistics are against you succeeding. I'll tell you, my first 2 years in real estate, I sold almost nothing. My first year in real estate, I sold zero. Nothing. I sold nothing. Cannot tell you the stress that was. My second year in real estate was almost as bad. I sold a little tiny house first. I was grateful for that. You talk about joy in my life. Oh my gosh, I was so excited. I was engaged with their family. It was wonderful. And I was grateful for that. But now let's talk about buckets of revenue. Over the 2-year period, I was doing a few things to create a foundation. And I got good at that. Now back then, I was 29 when I first started. Real estate was different. Back then, 29 years ago, there were no apps. There was no social media at all. Didn't exist. We did have MLS. It had only been out about a year or so. We didn't really have realtor associations yet. That would come along soon. It was a different kind of world. You know, these fancy iBoxes we have now, yeah, didn't exist because that technology didn't exist yet. It was hard to break into that. Back then, the market was monopolized by older agents, and it was hard. We went door to door. We did other things because it was hard to engage with people. It was really hard to introduce myself to people. Now, even though people knew me, how am I supposed to reintroduce myself to all these people? So what I did, now things were also a little different back then. We did have emails, but we had, different kind of computers. Laptops didn't exist, and cell phones, iPhones didn't exist yet. Couldn't text. We had pagers. You'd send a pager message. And, I'd wear my flip phone on my hip so people could see it. It was like strapped on my belt. And the next day I had a pager. It was really cool. If you had both, that was status. So let's talk about kind of an evolution of this to give you some ideas. I want you to take out some paper and I want you to screenshot this. These are a few ideas. Now, I've got videos that cover this thoroughly throughout my real estate channel, but these are a few ways to get clients. These are ways that you can eliminate your competition. I want to give you an example of how somebody just eliminated me. And yes, I'm upset about it. It's hurt my feelings. But for all you new realtors who are young and thinking, how will you ever go up against an experienced agent? Let me tell you what just happened to me. I have a client that I knew I was going to list their house. I knew it was coming along. They're going to go to senior living. I've worked with their kids. I've worked with their family for years. I'm good friends with them. I'm still good friends with them. I'm over it. I'm not mad anymore. It did hurt. Still hurts because it does. Some brand new agent, they met at a furniture store. They developed this little relationship. And they decide to list their house with them because this agent gives them the sob story. She's a brand new agent. She's going through this. She's going through that. She's just getting into real estate. She needs money. She's trying to build her career. And so she asked, do you know anybody who's thinking about moving? I really need some business. Well, they're about to move. I'm like, oh my gosh. And they list their house with her. That is how you introduce yourself and you get business. That's how they eliminated me as competition. They didn't even call me and have me come over. Next thing I know, boom, it's on the market with somebody else. I cannot tell you what that teaches me. I have got to continuously be reintroducing myself to my own clients even more because there's so many of you. So many of you brand new agents who are in the business. We have a record number of agents. Now with that, many of the brand new agents, many of our competition will not survive the next 2 years because it's been like this since before I got in. It's a very competitive industry, and that's okay. You realize you don't have to sell that many houses to have a really good career. Let's say you sell 15 houses this year in 2023. another 15 houses, maybe 16, 17 houses in 2024. You're making a lot of money. That's a good career. You're thriving. You're very successful doing that. So let's talk about some different places that I can get business. You can get business. As a brand new agent, if you're new, you can get referrals from other agents. When I was new, I did this. For example, I was in a Kansas office part of my career. I live in Missouri. I enjoy doing a lower priced home. That's how I grew up. I grew up in a lower priced part of greater Kansas City. Other snobby agents in my office would not list houses where I grew up. I would love to. And so I said to all of them, if you don't want those listings, if you come across somebody that has a house there and they want to move, let me list it. I will pay you a referral fee. And that, I've done that many times. I will tell you, there's a lot of really lazy agents out there, and they will give you referrals. If they can make a quick buck, I don't know whatever percentage you're going to pay them, maybe 25% referral fee, you do all the work, they get a fourth of the commission and don't do anything. Oh yeah, agents will refer things to you if it's something they don't really want to mess with, especially lower priced areas they don't want to go to. Oh, absolutely, give them to me. So be intentional with that. You're going to have to talk to agents in your office. Hey, refer those to me. You should join Facebook groups. Get yourself involved in some Facebook groups. Network a little bit. Facebook posts. Let's talk about this. This is a way to get clients. Consistent Facebook posts. Now, in addition to that, you need a business Facebook page about real estate, about you as a realtor. That is your Facebook page in addition to your personal page. Now, you're not going to get that many... You're not going to get that much attention from the business page. I mean, I've got a business page. I just don't get that much on it. I post on it. Most of it's going to come from your personal page. But what you can do from your business page, you can boost it. You can spend some money and turn a post into an ad and promote it on Facebook, $30. And you put your demographic area, how tight your radius is, and it promotes it. That could be, you can run an ad on Facebook. That's another way to maybe get some clients. I've done that. Sometimes it works, sometimes not. If you have a house cleaner, or you have a good friend who has a house cleaner, have your house cleaner see who they know who might be moving. You might think, my house cleaner doesn't have any money, but she's in a lot of houses. She's going to know who's moving before anyone else. She's going to know who's about to move before their realtor knows. They might be a good source of referrals. Your kids know other kids, and those kids have parents. And so if your kid is maybe in preschool, you're seeing those parents. Talk to them. Introduce yourself. Create a conversation. Then reintroduce yourself over and over. Hi, Mary, blah, 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 whatever. Let's talk about some ethnic places, because this is a wonderful place. It's an untapped market. Let's say you speak Spanish, and I don't. I cannot sell to people who are not speaking English. But if you are bilingual, get yourself connected into these different Hispanic Facebook pages and market yourself there. I speak Spanish, I'm bilingual. If you are looking to buy or sell a home, I am here to help you. You would be amazed what a bucket of revenue this can be, because many of these people, they need help and they don't know a realtor. And you need to make yourself available. That's a great way to get clients. We talked about Facebook ads. Talk to your dentist. Ask, I'm in real estate. Do you happen to know anybody thinking about moving? Because, when you got people laying here, maybe they mention, hey, I'm thinking about moving. PTA is a good one. In your school, elementary school, wherever, middle school, high school is not quite so active in PTA, but there's still a PTA. I contacted the PTA directly, and I asked if they have any shirts. And if I could make a donation to put my logo on the back of the shirt. You know what they said? We do. We're getting ready for freshman shirts next year in the class of 2023, 2024. So over the summer, when they start printing all these shirts, my logo is going to be on the back. That's a great way to introduce myself to the PTA president and the treasurer and all of them. I copied all of them. Church, for me, has been, I think, probably my biggest source of direct business and referrals coming out of my church friends. Let's talk about church. Church, there's two ways to do that. Back when I first started, I was in choir. It was a very large choir. It's a huge church. I'd already gone to that church for many years. I know a lot of people from church. I'm a deacon. I was a deacon at church, a deacon chairman. I'm on personnel committee. I'm very involved at church, and it's a very large church. I had addresses, because back then people printed church directories. If you have a church directory, then you can create a name list, and you can mail things like magnets, calendars, flyers, all kinds of things. Yes, tap into that, because I will tell you, you might have an issue. I don't want to market myself, church friends. I want to keep that separate, God and business. I want to merge them together. These people would love to use you. If you would just introduce yourself and now reintroduce yourself that you're a realtor, they would love to use you. They want to use somebody they trust. They want to use somebody that they know. They want to use somebody that they have a bond with. And if you're a Christian and you've got an audience here who would love to have a Christian realtor, they would love to use you. Enough said on that. I don't have a problem marketing myself to church people. I think if you aren't doing that, they're going to list their house with someone else. And this is how you help eliminate that competition. Farming. Oh my goodness. I've got other videos on farming. I'm going to make a brand new video on farming. I make a killing on farming. There's ways to do farming very well, and there's ways to just waste a lot of money on farming. I farm two different neighborhoods. I farm where I grew up. They're not high-priced homes. I have farmed that for almost 26 years. I don't even know how many homes I've sold. 70, 80, probably more than 100. Out of those, I've got so many referrals. It has gone on and on and on and on and on and on. Farming, I'm not even going to talk about farming, but it's something you need to do. It's a huge bucket of revenue, but it takes time and consistently sending out constant mailings. You're going to spend money on farming, so you need a budget to know what you're going to spend. We'll talk about that another time. There are endless ways of buckets of revenue. I want you to think all the different places you can be tapping into. Maybe your high school reunion is coming up this summer. Get the book. Whether it's an email list or a real address list, get that. That is a huge bucket of revenue. Everybody who lives around there, and many of your old high school friends, it's possible that their parents still live where you grew up. Well, I'm to the age now. For example, I've got a listing appointment tomorrow. Somebody I went to high school with. It's to list his mom's house. She is moving to senior living. That's part of the nature. I'm almost, 55. Many of our parents, if they're still living, they are moving on to go into senior living. That's a lot of listings. Tap into these. Now, let's talk about number 3. Let's talk about number 3. This is actually a lot easier than number 1 and number 2. But growth is so important. Now, if you're a brand new agent, you have to grow because you don't know anything. So I want you to listen to podcasts. I want you to watch videos like mine. I want you to go through my channel. I want you to subscribe. because I've got other videos coming out. I'm I'm hoping I'm getting better and better at this. I have stuff back in my real estate channel on how to do the best open house. Oh, that's another good one. That's a huge bucket. I forgot to put on the last one. I am good at open houses. The agents on my team are good at open houses. We know how to do open houses. And so I made a video, it's a 2-part video, way back in my real estate channel, how to do a good open house, part 1 and part 2. Don't do an open house if you're not prepared. Be intentional with what that open house will do for you every time you do an open house. Otherwise, if you just go and you're just going to unlock the door and hang out and babysit it for 3 hours, that's a huge waste of time for you. Maybe the house sells, but you're not going to get anything out of that. Read books. I happen to be a published author. This is my book. I'm going to hold this up here. You can see my name, Jonathan Goforth. That's me. I wrote this book. This is how to sell homes in a tough market. It's 25 successful tips. These are successful tips every realtor should know. This is what I do. Now here's what's funny about it, and there's a ton of hilarious stories to it. So yes, I wrote the whole book. Here's me from a few years ago. This got published back in 2011. And yep, it's got a whole bunch of endorsements on the back. This, you don't have to buy it, but it's at Barnes & Noble. It's on Amazon, on Kindle, Nookbook, all those places. It's everywhere. Any bookstore can order it. Mardell can order it. But you don't have to read it because you young people don't like to read. And so that's why I'm making all these YouTube videos. You don't need to buy it. I'm putting it all out for free on all these different videos. So I've got a chapter on how to do an open house. You don't need the book. But I just want to brag on myself because sometimes I need attention. And so read books. Read whatever. They don't have to be real estate books like this. Read whatever. Just grow as a person. Now let's talk about classes. Your office, your real estate office, whether you're with RE/MAX, Keller Williams, Reese Nichols, it's on and on and on, Compass. In Kansas City alone, there's over 500 different brokerages. Your real estate office should have classes, training classes. Take all of them. How to fill out a contract, how to do this, if it's Keller Williams, for example, you'll have something called Ignite. And that's a whole bunch of different classes. They're training classes to ignite your business. Take them all. In addition to that, if you have a local association where you live, they will offer continuing education classes, CE classes. That's to renew your license. You need so many hours every 2 years to renew your license. So you get to pick and choose what you want to do. If possible, take them in person because they're so much more entertaining. You're going to learn, and I want you to take as many as possible. Don't just take what's required when you're new. Take all of them. One was a weird class I took last year on historic properties. It just sounded kind of cool, kind of interesting. I did learn. Rain-on classes. It's endless, all the topics. I want you to grow as a brand new realtor. Now, if you're an older realtor like me, I want you to get into social media classes. I want you to learn how to do TikTok videos. Yes, all of you agents in your 40s and 50s and 60s and 70s, you are getting purged out of our real estate market from all the new, young, hip real estate agents who are good at social media. Social media is the driving force of real estate now. That's why I'm on YouTube. I love it. So at this point, I grow from sharing, makes me remember what it is that I do. I'm on constant listing appointments. I do a lot of appointments. We're going to talk about that in just a second when we get into number 4. I want you to grow as a person. Now, if you've been around a long time, I want you to share your wealth of knowledge with whoever asks you for help in your office. You young people who are brand new, or maybe you're in your 40s or 50s and you are also brand new at this, ask agents in your office for help. If you don't know, then ask. Ask your broker. Don't ever go into a situation with a client where you don't know and then you don't try to get them answered. Whatever that question is, your client has a question for you, you don't know how to answer it. Get the answer. Tell your client, I don't know, but I'm going to get you the answer later today. And then ask, maybe your office has a Facebook page. You can post the question on there and you'll get some responses. Agents love to give advice. In case you don't know that yet, agents are very opinionated. They love to give you advice. So there you go. If it's a little more complicated question, always ask your broker. Your broker is there for that purpose, to help train you, make sure you are doing everything according to license law. I want to ask you a question at this point in this video. If you've made it this far with me, I want to ask, do you have a plan? Do you have a plan with what you're going to do? Have you been screenshotting? Have you been making notes? What are you going to do to eliminate your competition? How are you going to get more clients? Don't just end this video and then it's like a good Chinese meal and then one burp and it's gone. Don't be like that, because that's how you are on a plan to fail. Don't do that. I want you to put together a plan on paper, what it is you're going to do later today. What are you going to do tomorrow? I want you to make a list of Facebook posts you're going to do over the next 5 days. What am I going to post about? Come up with some brainstorming ideas. Well, I'm new. I don't have anything to talk about yet. What could I possibly talk about? Well, come up with some neat houses in your office. This was just listed in my office. Put the address, some pictures, do a post, and promote some other homes. That's a great way to do that. You need to do an open house, because it's a great way to do this for free to hopefully pick up some clients. One of the things I want you to do leading up to the open house, do Facebook posts about my open house. I'm going to do an open house. Do Facebook posts. While you're there at your open house, get there early. Like, make sure your listing agent knows whatever house you're going to have, because you probably don't have any listings yet. Tell the listing agent you're going to get there 30 minutes early to get set up. You want to do a quick video, a Facebook video, not a YouTube video. This is just a quick Facebook video. You get there early, go through the house first, turn on all the lights. Do not put the open pointers out there in that front yard yet, because people might walk in. You're in the middle of the hi. You're walking through. It's like, oh, hi. And now your video's messed up. So personally, I do not go live. Do not do it. You should, because I love to watch people go live. It's so comical. I get there early to these open houses and I walk through. At first I start in the front and I'm, hi, it's Jonathan. I'm here at this open house. Here's the address. Here's the price. Then I turn the phone around and I'm filming. What I think is hilarious is when the video is on their face the whole time they're walking through the house. It's on their face. People are trying to look around their face to see the house. I turn the phone around and I'm filming the house while I'm talking. Keep the video short, less than a minute, and then just upload it onto Facebook as soon as you're done. That way, if you don't like it, you can film it over. You can film it over. You can film it over. So you get a video that you like. You have got to do that. There's something that's really cool. Now I'm going to tell you, number 4, I'm going to tell you what it is. And then we're going to create another video out of that, because it's getting kind of long. Nobody likes a long video. There's this new thing here called the American Dream TV show. Selling Kansas City. They have Selling Dallas, Selling San Diego, Selling New York, Selling Los Angeles. It's here now. It's a brand new thing called Selling Kansas City. I get to be one of the TV hosts. This is a brand new thing here. If you go into my real estate channel, go into my videos, I've uploaded copies of the TV show onto my YouTube channel. It's another way of social media. It's just fun. It's just so much fun. It's a lifestyle show. And so it's, helping me introduce myself to people I would never meet otherwise. I just did one last week at the Harry S. Truman Presidential Library, which is here in Independence, Missouri, part of Kansas City. How cool is that? I mean, that's really cool. I get to do that because I'm a real estate agent. It's another way to help me grow as a person. And so it's a great form of social media for me. Let's talk about number 4 of what this is going to be. You know, it's funny. Before I started making this video, I texted a whole bunch of different realtors asking for some suggestions. What would be some places to find really good lead sources to sell more homes? And one of them just texted me, hook up with a divorce attorney. That's a great advice. I have never thought of that. But if you can hook up with a divorce attorney, they know houses that are about to come on the market. Almost all of those houses will come on the market. The divorce attorney is going to know first. So if you can connect with a divorce attorney, make that person a friend, that would be a great source of getting referrals. That one's free. For that alone, you've got to subscribe. Gosh, please like my video. Let's talk about number 4 briefly, and then we're going to just wrap this up because the video is getting long. There are 4 C's to sell more homes. 4 C's. I'm going to make that the next video, the 4 C's to sell more homes. These words, there's 4 of them. They each start with a C. That's going to be what I hope is an epic video to help you sell more homes. You know, I just thought of a couple other things that you can do that might help you increase other places to find more business. Volunteer. So if you go to church somewhere, and hopefully you do, volunteer. It's a great way to meet people. At school, for your kids, volunteer for things. Maybe your kids are in band. Volunteer to get involved there. If it's a PTA, volunteer for that. If it's an event like we did elementary school, did cookies for Santa just this past winter, and we were part of that. We met all kinds of people doing that. Whatever it is, help out, but have the intentional conversation with people. Now, if you're a really shy person, you're not going to enjoy this. However, these are one-on-one conversations. This is not like me speaking in front of a crowd, giving a big presentation in front of a whole bunch of people on how to do a really good open house. That actually scares me because I don't like that. It makes me nervous. But real estate in general is designed for shy people because everything we do is one-on-one. When you go to somebody's house, it's just you and your client. There's nothing to be afraid of. There's no crowd watching like doing this. I'm just talking to a phone. It's easy. And so when you go into these and you're just having one-on-one conversations and you think, I don't like talking to people. This makes me nervous. I don't know what to say to people. I'm not good at small talk. You have no idea how hard this is for me. That's why I never do it. I'm bad at meeting people. Well, I'm telling you, you got to get good at meeting people. It's not as horrible as you think. You are in sales and your purpose is to be intentional to eventually let them know you sell houses. Do you know anybody thinking of moving? I mean, I know your kid's playing soccer, but I'm in real estate and you must know people are about to move. I mean, how intentional do you want to get? But I will say, the more of these conversations you have where you reintroduce yourself over and over to all these different people that you see, you are going to sell houses. You're going to get referrals. You have to, because that's how it works. And that is how you eliminate your competition. Thanks for watching. Now, what hopefully has popped up on your screen at some point, although this one's going to come out later, the 4 C's, but check out all my other videos and have fun with this awesome, amazing real estate career.